Hello and welcome to the May update of the sugarcane rainfall outlook for the southern Queensland growing region. This presentation will be covering recent rainfall totals recorded so far in May, then the forecast rainfall over the short term. We'll then look at the June and July rainfall outlooks in detail before a summary of the winter rainfall outlook and climate drivers. During May, we've seen rainfall totals of around 15 to 20 millimetres through the northern Wide Bay, increasing to 25 to 30 millimetres around Maryborough and 90 to 120 millimetres in the vicinity of the Sunshine Coast. Looking at the red dots on the right, we can see rainfall totals have been well below average so far through the Wide Bay and Burnett, with most locations receiving only 25 to 35% of their median May rainfall totals to date. Rainfall totals around the Nearbor region are closer to the May median, standing at around 70% of May rainfall so far. A cold front will move across southern Queensland on Friday and combine with a large high building over southwestern Australia to reinforce a cold, dry airflow across the region during the weekend and early part of next week. As we can see from the 10-day rainfall accumulation graphic above, no rainfall is expected for the Wide Bay and Burnett and Sunshine Coast regions in the 10-day period to Saturday 3rd of June. Minimum temperatures are expected to drop 6 to 10 degrees below the May average on Sunday and Monday, with temperatures gradually warming from mid-next week. Here we have the chance of exceeding 25 millimetres of rainfall over the next fortnight, broken down into week-long periods. You can access these maps on the link above. I have selected 25 millimetres to display here, and on the website there are a number of different rainfall thresholds available, between 1 millimetre and 700 millimetres to choose from. On the left, Week 1 covers from the 28th of May to the 3rd of June, and Week 2 from the 4th of June to the 10th of June on the right. For the Wide Bay and Burnett and Sunshine Coast region, we are looking at a mostly dry fortnight ahead, with a high pressure system dominating, leading to a less than 10% chance of exceeding 25 millimetres in Week 1 across the region, and less than 10% chance across most of the region into Week 2, with the exception of a 10 to 25% chance of exceeding 25 millimetres of rainfall around the Sunshine Coast region. Into the whole of June outlook, and an average to slightly below average chance, around 35 to 60%, of exceeding the June median rainfall is predicted, with moderate to high skill at this time of year, typically getting it correct 55 to 65% of the time. For further information, including point location forecasts, check out the Bureau Climate Outlooks page link. This translates into slightly lower chance of seeing rainfall close to the historical median for the month, as we can see from the lower rainfall values in the 50% chance of at least chart on the left, compared with the historical median values on the right. Expanding further on the possible June rainfall totals here, with the high chance on the left, 75% chance of exceeding, or 3 out of 4 times, we would expect to see at least this month through the month of June, and the lower chance totals on the right, the 25% chance of exceeding, or 1 out of 4 times we would expect to see these totals exceeded this June. Moving on to the month of July, and a slightly wetter signature is evident on the rainfall outlook, with a near to slightly above average, 40 to 65% chance, of exceeding the July median rainfall. The model skill during July is moderate to high, and typically correct 55 to 75% of the time. This translates into a roughly equal chance of seeing rainfall close to the historical median for the month, as we can see from this comparison of the 50% chance of at least chart on the left, with the historical median map on the right, both looking fairly similar. Expanding further on the possible July rainfall totals here, with the high chance on the left, the 75% chance of exceeding, and the lower chance totals on the right, the 25% chance of exceeding. A quick snapshot now of the rainfall outlook for winter months through June to August as a whole, and we see a neutral signal, so an about equal chance of exceeding the median rainfall across winter. The modelling is typically correct 55 to 65% of the time through this forecast period. We are currently in an El Niño watch, with a 50% chance of an El Niño forming later this year, around double the normal likelihood, and in recent months we have observed eastern tropical Pacific waters warming, but we've seen little atmospheric response yet. All international climate models indicate it is likely Pacific Ocean temperatures will reach El Niño thresholds during late winter. However, an atmospheric response is also required for an El Niño to be declared by the Bureau. El Niño is normally associated with lower than average winter and spring rainfall over eastern Australia. This translates into an about equal or slightly lower chance of seeing rainfall close to the historical median for the winter, as we can see from the slightly lower values on the 50% chance of at least chart on the left, compared with the historical median map on the right. That's it for this update. As always, check the latest forecasts and warnings on the Bureau's website or the BOM Weather app, and be sure to send any feedback through to agriculture@bom.gov.au. We'd love to hear from you. See you next Outlook. Thanks for listening.